Think about your closest friends right now. Psychology says statistically, at least one of them does not actually want you to succeed. That thought is uncomfortable, but it is not paranoia. It is psychology. And today's science reveals exactly who fake friends are, what they do to your mind, and the signs that were always there but nobody taught you to read. Fake friends celebrate your failures more than your success. Not openly. Never openly. It is in the slight smile when something goes wrong for you. The extra energy in their voice when they share your bad news. Psychology calls it schadenfreude, pleasure derived from someone else's pain. And research shows it is most common between people who call themselves close friends. Your enemy wants you to fail, but your fake friend needs you to fail because your success reminds them of their own stagnation. They smile at your face and celebrate your downfall in private. And the terrifying part is they have convinced themselves they actually care about you. Fake friends drain you without giving anything back. You leave every conversation with them feeling slightly worse than before, slightly smaller, slightly more doubtful of yourself. Real friendship fills you. Fake friendship quietly empties you. And the dangerous thing is it happens so slowly you mistake it for your own mood. You think you are getting more anxious, more insecure, more tired. But psychology shows that chronic exposure to emotionally draining relationships physically alters cortisol levels in the brain. They are not just exhausting your emotions, they are exhausting your biology. Fake friends are only present when they need something. When life is hard for them, you are their first call. When life is good for you, they are suddenly unavailable. When you need support, they are busy. When they need support, you are expected to drop everything. Psychology calls this parasocial extraction. They have unconsciously categorized you as a resource, not a person, a resource. And resources get used until they run out. The moment you stop giving, watch how fast a friendship cools. Fake friends subtly compete with everything you do. You get a new job. They immediately talk about their own achievements. You share good news. They redirect the conversation back to themselves within 30 seconds. You reach a milestone. They remind you of someone who reached it faster. They cannot genuinely celebrate you because your wins highlight their own losses. Real friends clap loudly for you. Fake friends clap with one hand and look away. Psychology calls this social comparison aggression, and it slowly poisons every interaction you have with them. Fake friends know your secrets but share your struggles. They remember every vulnerable thing you ever told them, every fear, every failure, every private confession made in a moment of trust. And psychology shows that fake friends unconsciously store this information, not to protect you, but as social currency they can spend when it benefits them. They use your vulnerability as ammunition, not always loudly, sometimes just as a whisper to the right person at the right moment, and you never even know it happened. Fake friends make you feel guilty for having boundaries. The moment you say no, they make you feel selfish. The moment you prioritize yourself, they call you distant. The moment you pull back even slightly, they perform hurt to pull you back in. Real friends respect your boundaries. Fake friends punish you for having them because your boundaries interrupted their access to you. And psychology shows as guilt manipulation is one of the most effective tools of emotional control because it works on kind people specifically. The kinder you are, the more effectively they use it against you. Fake friends change how they talk about you the moment you leave the room. In front of you, supportive, warm, present. Behind you, dismissive, competitive, revealing. Research on social behavior shows that people with narcissistic tendencies, which many fake friends carry, present completely different versions of themselves depending on their audience. The person laughing with you today may be the person undermining you tomorrow. And the most painful part is you will never see it directly. You will only feel the effects in the way opportunities quietly disappear and people subtly shift around you. Fake friends keep you small on purpose, not always consciously. But whenever you talk about a dream, they list the reasons it will not work. Whenever you show confidence, they remind you of your past failures. Whenever you start to grow, they pull the conversation back to old versions of you. Psychology calls this tall poppy syndrome, the unconscious need to cut down anyone who starts to rise above the level of the group, because your growth makes them feel left behind. And it is easier to pull you down than to rise up themselves. The most painful psychological truth about fake friends is this: they were never fully fake. There were real moments, real laughs, real memories, real nights where they felt like family. And that mixture of genuine and false is what makes them so impossible to walk away from. Your brain holds on to the good moments and excuses the bad ones again and again, until one day the pattern becomes undeniable, until one day the evidence outweighs the hope. You do not need to confront them. You do not need a dramatic ending. You do not need to announce your departure or explain your silence. You just need to quietly and deliberately invest your energy where it is genuinely returned. Pull back slowly. Observe who notices. Observe who reaches out. Observe who only appears when they need something again. Real friendship feels like rest. It feels like safety. It feels like you can be completely honest without calculating the consequences. If a friendship consistently feels like performance, like walking on eggshells, like giving more than you ever receive, that exhaustion is not a mood. That is your psychology telling you the truth your heart has been avoiding. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because psychologically it actually does. Share this with someone who needs to hear it right now. And comment below, have you ever lost a fake friend and felt relieved after? I read every single one.